females, and this can involve elaborate displays with a healthy dose of swagger, which can often relate information about the male's reproductive fitness to the females. For example, a bright, colorful, and long tail in peacocks signals to the female, known as a peahen, that the male is in good health and quality because he can acquire abundant resources to devote to his plumage and still escape predation while being very clearly visible. But sometimes a physical encounter between males is needed for the female to decide who should sire her offspring. As always in the animal kingdom, though, there are exceptions, and in some animals, such as the jacana, a genus of large-footed wading bird, the females are the ones that fight to secure the best mate around. During mating, gametes, which are the reproductive cells that contain half of the DNA of each parent, unite to form a zygote. In humans, development of the zygote, known as gestation, on average lasts 280 days and occurs within the female, but this is by no means a constant throughout the animal kingdom. After an offspring is born or hatched, some species are content to let their progeny fend for themselves. But it might surprise you to know that there are also some attentive and dedicated animal parents. Some animals work together to raise their young, but sometimes one parent does all the heavy lifting. Often this is the female, although males do occasionally lend a helping hand, fin, or claw. In this section, you will find the answers to questions about all the weird and wonderful ways by which animals reproduce, from courtship displays through mating and finally to parenting. What do hooded seal courtship and children's birthday parties have in common? Do some species really find urine attractive? Which animals use their genitalia in a way that resembles Olympic sports? Are birds really as romantic as they seem? Or will they abandon their young if something is amiss? What really happens to male clownfish when their female partner meets a terrible fate? What is so special about the Suriname toad? What do infant mammals get up to when they are born, apart from being adorable? The next few minutes will also highlight just how far animal parents will go to raise their young. Are females the only ones that practice parental care? Just how big a ball of poo can a dung beetle push? Will they eat their offspring's waste, or let their offspring eat them? Hooded seals use balloons to attract mates. True or poo? True. When humans think of balloons, they might think of birthday parties. But when a female hooded seal, Cystophora cristata, sees a balloon, she is more likely to think of mating. Hooded seals are so named because of the presence of a hood, an inflatable bladder between the eyes and upper lip found on males. Males inflate their balloons to make themselves appear larger and more threatening toward other males in the hope of exerting their dominance. But that's not all. Male hooded seals also have an inflatable nasal membrane that appears bright red or pink when inflated. If the display fails to intimidate, males may resort to fighting to decide on their social standing. But his work isn't done yet. He also presents his balloon to a female, hoping to impress her enough that she will agree to mate with him. Given this rather strange mating ritual, we do not recommend that you invite hooded seals to a child's birthday party. Infant hoofed mammals can walk within minutes of being born. True or poo? True. Humans generally start walking a year after they are born, but giraffes, elephants, and other hoofed mammals accomplish this feat within minutes. This doesn't mean that humans are worse parents than other mammals, but rather it has to do with our brains. Humans have large brains for our size and subsequently a large cranium or skull. For our species' existence, this is a very good thing. We can use tools, solve complex problems, communicate, and even write books about farts and poo. But those large skulls need to be able to fit through the birth canal, so our brains are relatively underdeveloped at birth, which means that a good portion of our development happens afterwards. The brains of hoofed mammals, on the other hand, are relatively more advanced.